Okay, we'll have the injury report for you guys after practice here. I like how we're doing that. It took us a while to get there, but that's where we're at. But JT has looked good. We'll see how he does today. D-Rob has looked good. We'll see how he does today. If D-Rob is able to play, we got a plan for that, how to use him, because we realize it would be his first game back, and he hasn't played a snap yet. So we've got to be smart about that. But excited about it, and have to have a good day here on Friday. So a little bit of a different schedule, a little bit longer meetings here because they got out yesterday, and a lot of work to be done here before we get on the plane. What do we got?
Coach, I was thinking that sometimes bad things need good things, right? You're in first place, you go against a division rival, you lose that game, but now you've got like some time in that kind of situation. Maybe it could help you in the future. Do you see it the same way? Like, how are you talking to the guys about responding to this loss?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Greg. I always think when you say bad and good, I think of didn't get the result we wanted. I think that you learn more from, I'll use the word failure. You learn more from losses than maybe sometimes than you do wins. Now we learn from wins too, the good and the bad, but you learn from the good and the bad after a loss too. So I always think that there's a opportunity to accelerate getting better after a loss. And I think our guys have responded the right way with that. I really have. So even this entire week, like you gotta flush that loss, but they're not happy about it. You know what I mean? So that's intrinsically, that can give you a little motivation as long as it doesn't take you out of focus for what needs to be done this week. So, yeah, I think our guys responded to it the right way, and we've had a good week so far. We'll see today and tomorrow, but we'll be ready to go. Good question.
With a team like the Vikings that blitzes so much and creates so much pressure, how much does the focus for you guys come down to stopping that pressure versus beating that pressure when it does come?
A little bit of both, But I know this, we got to keep the quarterback upright as much as we can. I know that. So obviously a heavy emphasis on that. But we know they do a really good job of, with scheme and people and situationally, they do a really good job of it. I got a high opinion of B-Flow. Like, they're well coordinated. He knows how to put pressure on you. So we're going to have to do a good job keeping the quarterback upright, communicating. We got to do a good job with that. It's going to be extremely loud. We understand that. The environment makes it a little bit of a challenge. So we got to be on the same page, but I like where we're trending right now.
Did you learn anything about yourselves or anything you want to adjust in terms of the communication in a loud environment last week?
No, I mean, it's just like Greg's point. Like, there is a couple things that we got to do better at, you know what I mean? And it was kind of cool because, after that game, you're not coming home. Like, the things that we need to improve on are going to come up, and we're going to see the improvement or the not improvement. It's going to hurt us. I think we'll improve from that moving forward into this week. But, sometimes it comes out on a Monday after you lose, hey, here's the things we need to do better at, and it might not show up for a couple weeks. Like, hey, guys, after this last Monday, here's the things we need to do better at. Oh, by the way, it's going to come up, I guarantee you. So our guys took to that, and we worked on it this week, and needs to be right on Sunday.
In fact, Kyler went against the Brian Flores scheme, albeit in 2020, and then you had the joint practices for other members of the offense, last season during camp. How beneficial is that?
Can be. You know what I mean? But again, B-Flow's a really good coach, so he had a different team in Miami. Obviously we turn over every stone, and he chose to play him a certain way. So if that shows up, we got to have answers if that's how he, decides to play him. The joint practices, as good as they are, I'll continue to always do them. With the no threat of them hitting the quarterback and Kyler wasn't out there, I don't know how real that is, but we did see how they tried to attack us, you know what I mean? But they've put that on tape since he's been there. So, but we looked at it. There's no doubt.
With a guy like Rabbit, obviously Jalen getting healthier, he's usually playing if he's healthy. How do you balance, like, ramping up what Rabbit learns. I mean, it seems like he goes to 100 miles an hour when he's playing, and then if other guys are healthy, it might decrease quite a bit in terms of defensive snaps. How do you kind of balance his learning curve when it's not as consistent as maybe some other?
Yeah, I mean, you say Rabbit, and that is a good point, Darren. That's happened with multiple guys this year. You know what I mean? So, and what you're talking about is your role changing like that, you know. It can happen. It can change on a Sunday, which that has happened to some of our guys. It's happened on a Saturday. That's happened to some of our guys. With that case, Rabbit knew he was going to be the starter all week, you know, and that his role was changing. He wasn't the third safety. He was now the second safety. But we got to continue. Rabbit will get his snaps, you know, and hopefully JT has a good day today and he's back out there, because the more good players that you have, the better off you are. So I look forward to trying to get JT back. But, you know, it's every rep is a learning experience, especially for a rookie. He's played multiple snaps for us, big-time, high-leverage snaps when he goes in the game when JT and Buda are both healthy. But feel really good about his game, what his role is going to be moving forward. And he's done a good job.
How do you assess how he's done? Yeah, I think after the Jets game, you said there were some really good things, also some communication things. For Rabbit.
I think that the more each and every snap that he plays, he's getting better. I really do. He's doing a good job for us.
In the run game, is there anything that's going to be most important against this scheme? They're number one against the run, and they come off the Seattle game. Is there anything you're stressing this week in terms of the run stuff?
Yeah, we got to win the line of scrimmage. We got to win the line of scrimmage and get hat on hat. You know, they do a good job of creating free people at the line of scrimmage that aren't blocked. So we got to make sure that we block everybody.
Obviously, this isn't the
Pretty easy, huh? It sounds easy. It's extremely difficult. Go ahead.
a lot easier from the president.
Yeah. Looks easier from my seat, too.
Obviously, this is in the context of the Bears-Lions game yesterday, but in an end-of-game situation from a clock management standpoint, there's so many permutations, score, down and distance, time, timeouts, whatever it is. You can't possibly have seen every situation. How do you make sure in your process that you're prepared to make the right decision in any situation that comes up?
Yeah, we have kind of our SOPs we call them EOGs, EOHs, end of game, end of half. And we try to educate our guys as much as possible and think through, you know, every situation that you can think through, all the what ifs, you know. So we do that weekly, daily. And you just try to get done what you need to get done and execute at a high level. But I think it comes down to educating your guys and having smart players and trying to do what's best for the team in that spot.
Is there, like, how much time a week do you put into stuff like that?
It's the NFL, a lot.
What's the underrated trait for Max Melton that you've kind of seen jump off the page lately?
Underrated.
Or what's
Like how, Tyler?
surprising you just in his continued?
No, there's really not. I mean, he's a fast, twitchy, good cover guy, good coverage instincts. He's tough. He'll tackle you. I think a thing that maybe it's not underrated, but a thing that he's done a better job, you know, you asked me about Rabbit, Darren, our rookies. You know, the more he's played early in the year, spatial awareness, where he needs to be, how he needs to get in position, what his body positioning has to look like on certain things. I think he's done a better job of improving, because he was at times could get out of position, and it's critical to win or lose the down what kind of positioning you're in. So I think he's really done a good job. He's very amped up on growth mindset. You know, he's one that's always asking, like, how do I get, you know, how about this? How about this? You know, Max asked me, I didn't even see that play. You know what I mean? I did. But you see what I'm saying? Like, he wants to, every rep that he takes in practice or in a game, he wants you to break it down critically for him so he can learn and improve from it. And that just goes to, you know, all our rookies are honestly like that. But you know, when they're like that, you feel really good about the people you got in the building.
What is the fine line as a coach to put rookies on the field when to feel comfortable you know there's going to be some mistakes, but to feel comfortable that it's going to be more positive than the other and getting guys on the field.
Yeah, that what comes to my brain when you just asked me that, Howard, is we put whoever on the field we think gives us the best chance to win. And the other thing I learned, you know, from when I was a position coach, this and that, like I feel comfortable playing young guys. Like that's our job. Like I always tell the coaches, like if roles change, I never want to hear this guy doesn't know what to do, we can't put him in a game. Like that's your job, so get it done. You know what I mean? So that's not an excuse to me why we're not putting this guy in the game. So, and understand the challenge of that. Rookies, new system, NFL, maybe you've played a bunch, maybe haven't played a bunch. You know, there's a lot of rookies that, you know, their roles have changed. Some are playing a lot, some are playing a little, some are, you know, the next guy in. Like that, we put a lot on them, but that's the NFL. Like you got to know those things. Like it can't be. He doesn't know what to do. We can't put him in the game. Like that's a non-negotiable for me. He better know what to do. So I think that I don't mind playing young guys, and the young guys that are playing, we feel like they give us the best chance to win. So they're going to play. Go ahead, Greg.
Sometimes fans want to know when they see a team have a great game, when they see a team struggle, which team's real. It's both, right?
Yeah.
But how can you help explain to fans that the things that are going well, there's a reason for it. You guys know what you're doing and you're executing the stuff you want to do. Just help the fans understand why the good actually is good. It's not a fluke.
I would say because, I mean, it's a tough question to answer for the actual fans. No, it's real. I think the reason we've won games is the players executing at a high level and winning one-on-ones. You know, and that's like, there's a lot going on. It's individually on each unit. It's all three phases doing that. It's really the entire team. So, and each game's going to play different. And I think it's, you know, our job, the coach's job, to make sure that we're putting them in position to have success. And that looks different each week. So, you know, sometimes the other team might have your number. Sometimes you might have their number, or, you know, but we know that our guys know the margin for error is very, very small in the NFL in general. And you got to tilt the controllables in your favor as much as you can to give yourself a chance to win. And I think our guys have done a good job, both mentally and physically, of controlling a lot of those controllables.
At the rookies, when they're asking ready to play his very first regular season game, right? It's going to be December football, like Darius Robinson. And he said he hasn't played a game since the Cod Bowl. Is there anything you share with him? Any sort of advice or anything? You know?
No, he knows. Yeah, I mean, we talk to all our guys, but he knows what's expected.
Coach, thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. Have a good one.